Today we're gonna look on how the new laminate from Melker, the new cork core, is gonna withstand some smashes and bangs. I'm here with Pelle and we're gonna hit and run, or no, we're gonna hit it and we're gonna repair it and see how we can fix it up and make it look good again.
So look into the durability and the repairability of the boat basically, which is now done with the new cork core.
And that's perfect. So we have this cork core, we have just some patches here to not break a new beautiful boat, and you have the hammer, so
yes,
let's go ahead and hit it.
Let's go. Okay. Not too much happening. Okay, that got
So it looks quite like nothing have happened so far. So maybe go with something more strong.
Okay, shall we do it like that?
We got some small holes in the outer layer, in the first glass layer here, and we're down to the cork. And we're gonna make a bigger hole here, so we're gonna take it outside.
Yeah, then we need to take it out.
Yeah, to really see how we can fix it up with some new cork and get it nice and shiny again. So come along. So we took it out. Looking on the inside from the earlier damages that we have here, we cannot see anything, so it really looks good actually. I'm quite impressed. But now Pelle is going to make a big hole, so aim for this place. We have built up a strong solid foundation underneath and hit it hard.
Okay, let's go. Second attempt. Here.
There we go.
Okay, here we go. That was what we were looking for. Alrighty.
Perfect, so that's what we call a hole. Looking good. Let's give this one to the workshop and see what we can do to get it back looking good again. We're back in the workshop and I'm standing here with My, my expert repair worker, or what should I call you?
That's fine.
My have been with us for a long time and is one of the best people I know on repairing different cracks and damages on kayaks. So how would you repair this one?
So the damages are different. So for this one, I would try to grind out the outer layer of fiberglass that is broken, but the goal would be to keep the cork core so that I don't have to patch it. That would hopefully give us a strong fix without any major visible issues.
Okay.
For this one that is all the way through, we need to fix the whole laminate, so both the outer layer, the cork core, and the inside, so that is a bit of a bigger fix. Here we need to put a patch of the core material, which will be visible, but the goal is to make it look nice and neat.
Okay, so this one here we will take out some of the cork and put in new ones.
Yeah, and I'll grind out the whole laminate so that we don't have any of the cracks radiating from the damage. This damage is very local, but we'll grind out a proper hole in the boat and rebuild the laminate.
they have passed, and this little thing have gotten out of the hardening stage or the curing stage, or what did we do yesterday?
We rebuilt the laminate for the bigger damage with the hole, and I put 2 layers of glass on the outside and 1 layer of glass on the inside around the new cork core. We're gonna pull the covers off and see what it looks like.
Interesting. This one looks great.
Yeah, you can of course see the fix in the laminate, and that's the downside of having everything clear coated. It's that it's really hard to hand laminate it to the same finish as the vacuum infusion. The bigger damage is a little bit more visible, which is not super surprising, but it's hard to say what it'll look like after we've grinded it down nice and flat and put gel coat on it. Which would be the next step.
So this would then be the inside of the boat. And do we do anything more with this one?
It depends on how visible this spot is. It's more visible than the outside because it's not as shiny. And here you can see that we have a little bit of a raised bump where the thickness of the laminate is a little bit bigger. If this was not in like the middle of the cockpit, I would leave it as it is because you're not gonna get a better finish necessarily.
I usually say that repairs gives the boat personality. This one is a bump in the road for this boat, so I would leave it, but depends on whose boat it is, obviously. So next step, grind down the epoxy and make it nice and flat, and then head on with the polishing. Here we go. The repairs are ready, or we're more or less finished with the repairs. But you wasn't super satisfied, so you started to hit the laminate again directly.
Yeah.
But
so
tell us a little bit more.
I've sanded down the gel coat patches we put on and polished them. But I made a mistake of not making sure that the epoxy gel coat I put on was the correct temperature before I used it. So I can see more imperfections than I would like.
Okay.
So I immediately made 2 new damages because I'm not a very patient person because I wanted to do it better. So we have the 2 fixed damages and then we have 2 new damages that might get another video another day.
That might happen, or at least some YouTube shorts or something like that. But looking at the fixed damages, so starting with the one that wasn't a big hole, that just were some bumps and some smaller damages down to the cork. You can see barely nothing, I would say. So that fix, was it an easy fix, an easy repair, or what would you say?
So there's pros and cons with working with clear coated boats. So if the core material is visible and you have to fix it, then it's always gonna show. Because getting a perfect fit of new core material, even if it's cork or if it's the standard hexagon shaped material, is not possible. In this case, we kept the core material, so it is just a new patch of glass. A downside with the clear coat is that you can see that the glass is slightly thicker or slightly different because these are vacuum infused and the fix I put on is not. But I think maybe I see it more than you do.
I would say that a trained eye sees it, an untrained eye wouldn't see it at all.
And you can see it if you're looking straight at the fix, but as soon as you zoom out a little bit, you can't see it, and structurally, it's not a problem for the boat anymore.
No.
So the damage is fixed.
Yeah. And the fix was a quite easy one. It was more or less the same as you would fix whatever epoxy boat out there. Looking at the hole we made, where we put in some new cork, this one is more visible, I would say. There are a little bit more air bubbles, and you can see the line of the cork. It is an okay fix. It's not the most beautiful one I've seen,
No.
but what would you say?
I would say that this is like a quicker way to do it if it's under the waterline and it's not going to be that super visible spot on the boat.
Yeah.
If we had it anywhere else than like on the key line or under the waterline, then putting some extra time into fitting the new core material would definitely improve the visual aspect of the fix. But structurally, this fix is also super sound now, where it doesn't affect the boat or the flex of the laminate at all.
No. So it's a great repair. The boat will sustain a lot more damage. Now we've already hit it and starting to repair it again, but the repair is safe and sound, and the boat can go on for forever and ever until it gets hurt again. Looking at the inside we just left as is. As I said earlier, this is about in the inside. It's like it's supposed to look that you're supposed to be able to see that you use the boat, and it's a damage that the boat have gotten. It's gotten a repair and that you can see. It's nothing harder than that. So all in all, how would you rate repairing a cork boat?
In difficulty?
Yeah, well, is it harder or easier than the composite or other composites?
Like I've mainly worked with polyester boats.
Yeah.
I've done some epoxy stuff, and I would say that this is easier to fix, especially visually pleasing, than a carbon clear-coated boat.
Due to the structure of the cork, right?
Yeah, because the cork is a little bit visually messy, which means that it does cover for the small imperfections that you do get in a fix. When you have like a vacuum-infused, really pretty carbon boat where they put the carbon fibers in the correct direction, trying to put a patch on that without it showing is impossible.
Yeah.
So I would say that compared to a polyester gel coat with color, it's a little bit harder, but compared to a clear coated carbon boat, it's easier.
That's a good result, I would say. So I would say that's all. So thanks for looking, and hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, remember to hit the like button down side, and put subscribe if you want to see more. And we will be back with more repair videos eventually as well. So thanks for today, and hope you liked it. See you tomorrow.
Bye.